Hello. Um, Somebody asked me, I don't know why they asked me this because I'm not a scientist. I'm not, um, I'm, I'm not God. I don't know all the answers. But why are we here? We're here because we are part of God. God is a creator, and God is supposed to be a loving God. There is one God, and God is love, pure love. God is everything. God is the creator. God is the universe. God is everything we touch, everything we see. Nothing can be bigger and better than God. And we've evolved, you know, from the start, from dinosaurs were from a different planet. Um, they were here and they left remains behind for us, only not a lot, but enough for us to learn by. And that was their purpose, to leave things we don't actually know about. We learn by by history, and we put the pieces together. And as scientists, things like that investigate history. So oh, so you know, we're monkeys, but that's just another form of creation. That's God's form, like the dinosaurs, and other beings, aliens, you know, are from other planets. And as apes, as monkeys, these hairy things that evolved into human beings, um, were just were another creation. And as evolution, as you know, became, we just became people. If that evolution existed and we did actually evolve from being hairy monkeys that, were on all fours and acted like, just being monkeys that eat bananas and swing from trees and stuff. But the apes, sorry. Um, so, you know, we have we do have history, we have evidence, and we can only put together what we think is evidence and what is evidence to us. And we just go on, and I'm afraid, as human beings, because the start of the planet, obviously, Eve ate the apple, and um, you know, convinced Adam was curious, and he was just as bad because he actually took the piece of the apple that Eve gave. So basically, it all started from then. Temptation. And we know what temptation is. We know that we've all been tempted in a lot of things that we shouldn't be and think and do and have done. So we have to reap the repercussions of that, our mistakes, and so on and so forth. It goes on and on and on. We haven't got any further. We haven't got further than being these people from the beginning. So we keep sinning. We don't listen. You know, we know that there's so many people that are believers in God, and I thank God for those people. Like myself, I haven't believed in God more than anything more than I do now, and I've always thought and not had enough faith, and sometimes lost faith, because it's hard to believe sometimes when so much horrible things have happened to yourself and other people you love. You've seen friends, you've witnessed, you know, people have died in your life. Gone through hell and back with partners, so on and so forth, and horrible things. Just basically life, what we think life throws at us. But at the end of the day, we don't spend enough time in the moment thinking about our actions. At least I didn't when I was younger, because I was living in the moment and I was immature, and I didn't know any better, and I knew what I knew at that time. And all God knows, I believe, is that if you've got a good heart and you make mistakes and you don't know any better, he forgives you. But if you've got that intention in you to be evil, to know that you're doing wrong and it's hurting somebody, and you do it again and you carry on, that isn't for that. You cannot get away with it. You won't, and God will not be for you. And it's like somehow you've chosen something else. You haven't chosen love, you haven't chosen God. You've made mistakes, you cry about it, you feel guilty after. But there are some people that actually do these things and don't feel guilty, and that isn't healthy. And I believe, obviously crime, bad things happen, bad people do bad things, and some people, good people, do bad things, and that counts as you being a good person, having a good heart, but making mistakes. But there are evil people that do evil things, do evil because I don't know why, but because evil exists, because there's different things that we are not fully aware of, we don't actually want to believe, and are ignorant to. And there's so much more things, so much deeper things to go into why people are the way they are. And there's not just one thing, it can be a number of things. And there are such things as, Jesus in his time cast out possessions, cast out demonic evil entities, Satan, evil. And there are people around this world that actually do exorcisms, priests, and it's real. It's just not talked about much. It's not, I mean, you see it in movies. We don't believe it's true because it's movies and it's scary, and we don't want to believe it. We don't want to think that it actually exists. But what's going on in the world does exist, and we see things. Some people see things horrible with their own eyes that they can't fathom out. They can't understand, how such horror, how such bad, evil things can take place and do things to such people that don't deserve it. And it throws you off. It absolutely, is scary. And the meaning of our lives is love. And so I've taken a lot of things granted in my life. A lot of people take a lot of things for granted, and I was never grateful for the things I did have that I complained about. I didn't really have a great time growing up, and I haven't had a great time as an adult. But I've also had many great times, and those times, like now, I cherish, and I'm grateful for everything. The time I wake up in the morning, I completely turned around, and I feel that I owe my life to God, because even though I've been through bad times that I've wished I'd never ever experienced, and never could understand why such pain, such misery, such turmoil, and so much pain somebody could take on at the time, I didn't pray enough. I cried, and God saw my pain. God saw my heart. God sees people's hearts. God can see if your heart is good, and he will help you. If you're lost, some people are just lost. Some people have had a bad time in life, and they lose their way, and that was me once, and I lost my way. And now looking back on it, at the time I never realised, you don't even think about God. You don't. Why would you, when you're going through such hell? God's the last thing on your mind. But at the end of the day, he knows your intentions. He knows that you make mistakes. He knows that your heart is in the right place. He's going to be there for you. He's going to help you. He's your rock. You know, when I had no one as a child, when I had nobody, I had a family, I had a mother, I had a dad, their names, their labels, they weren't actually what parents should be like. You know, I know nobody's perfect. No mother or father is perfect, and we all sort of we're not perfect, and we're not supposed to be yet. We're not perfect to the extent of, you know, we put on our kids when we don't realise we've made mistakes. We should be better. We should have said this, and you know, but at the time, the circumstances we're in, you know, we're living and bringing our kids up, you know, in a world that is so stressful and so difficult for everybody, for the best, even the best of people, you know, that haven't experienced so much pain. And the focus is love and getting through that. Is getting through it. But while you're getting through it, sometimes I came out of my traumas and experiences, circumstances, just experiences basically. Now I think about everything that's gone and happened in my life. I've come to terms with things. I've dealt with, I'm dealing with demons, you know, I'm dealing with things that don't make sense and dealing and making sense of it. And, you know, so now I can see that the things that I've survived, a lot of people wouldn't and haven't. And I'm no hero, I'm no special person, but I just believe I've just born with maybe a lot of strength and willpower because I was put into a place in my life growing up, and as a young, really young child, I had no choice but to live, survive, be strong. You know, I was put into a position, I had no choice. You know, my parents raised me to um be self-sufficient, independent, look after myself, you know, um just trust my mother, just be my mum's best friend, you know, and that's not healthy. And it's like they were so possessive, so controlling, so on and so forth, you know. and and so, you know, you can only be who you want to be when you're an adult, and you do actually have a choice whether you have been through hell and back as a child, and when you have been through hell and back as an adult too. If you've come out of that and you do have a hard time accepting things still, obviously, because you're just normal and human, and everybody has experiences one way or another, they just don't talk about it. And um you know, everyone's got their own experiences all over the world. Things happen to the best of people, you know, even the ones that have so much money and are supposed to be a good example to us, you know, have come from terrible times, come from bad homes, yet they're the most intelligent, honourable, loving, and most caring people. Because some of us learn by our mistakes, learn by how we've been treated, because we don't want to be treated the same, we don't want to be raised the same, we don't want to be raise our kids the same, so we try even harder, which makes us better parents than our own parents. But even we're not perfect, even perfecting our parents' mistakes. We, you know, have all got scars, we're all a bit fucked up, and nobody can say they're actually perfect. But if you strive to be and want to be your authentic self and be true to yourself and others, and just no lies, you know, people can see through lies, people can read you more than you can actually understand and know. And there's some people, you don't know who you'll meet, you don't know who you meet, and the people you meet, you don't know who they actually are, where they come from. They could be psychics, read you like a book. People, we're all connected, we're all one. We all come from the Creator, and we've all got a purpose, and that's to put this life one way or another at some stage, some century away, right and better. But it's difficult for us to cope when we have got the pandemic. The pandemic is just one thing to cope with, and it seems to me it's like just a merry-go-round for myself and individually, of things just going wrong and then fixing itself and going wrong again and fixing itself. And a lot of times it can be people wanting you to change for the worst and wanting to be proven right, that you're this, you're that, you've gone through this and that, and you've gone through a bad stage, you've gone through bad childhood, you've gone through bad things. And and then they push you to the point where you feel really bad about yourself. You don't feel good about yourself. You don't feel confident. You don't believe in yourself, you see. And then when they're proven right, they're happy with you because you are what they want you to be. But you don't have to be. People prey on you, on your labels, on what your like bipolar, stigma, discrimination, whatever. So it's cruel and it's unjust. It's not right. People testing you, want to test your patience, and this is what happens to people every day. Especially good people, because when good people are tested, it actually, you know, gives you more insight, gives people um, a lesson, and what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. And you learn that people that are actually trying to push your buttons, people that actually go out they just bullies. There's so many. I mean, people bully all the time, you know, and because they've been bullied, so they end up bullies. But you know, at the end of the day, it's if you recognise who you are and what you're doing, and it takes somebody to come rock bottom, and God brings you down on your knees. God will bring you to your knees in despair, crying, wanting to change, wanting things to change. And it's only when you come to the stage where you've got nothing, where everything's gone, and you're just on your own dealing with life, and God wants you in that position to protect you, to save you from yourself, people, the wrong people. And God will always take you. People reject you, but that's actually God protecting you from the people that deep down aren't good for you, and that aren't aligned with you as a person. And if you feel different, like me, I felt quite different most of my life. I don't feel, and I always fit in, and that's because there's something good. If you're like me, there's something good in you, and it's something there that there's a strength in you. You've overcame diversity. You've overcame so many, you know, challenges and storms you've been through, and you've had to remain calm through the storms. So there's something in you that nobody can really pinpoint or explain why, why you should be happy, why should you be happy, why should you be this way, why should you be accepting people's compliments and not putting yourself down when they say you look nice or you're pretty. Why are you saying thank you instead of, oh, I don't look pretty, I don't feel pretty, I don't feel good? People seem not unsatisfied. They seem unsatisfied sometimes. And where I'm an empath and a very sensitive person, I pick up on this, and I've got the gift of discernment, so I can see the bad in people, but I could also see good in people. So it's difficult for me, and that's why I seem like I'm different. I feel like I'm different because I am a bit different, you know. I've seen a lot of things in my life that aren't explainable to other people, you know, and are explainable to some people, like myself. A star seed, um, explained in the spiritual sense, of a different person that is here, you know, on a mission. We're all here on a mission, and um, you know, and God's star seeds say, you know, the chosen child, if you're a chosen child like myself, you know, because I've accepted my mistakes, because I've, you know, been baptized again. I was when I was born, and Church of England are baptized, and I was told, well, that doesn't mean anything because it wasn't your choice, but I believe it meant something. Being baptized as a baby, you know, God was with me all my life, and that's how I see it. But I was baptized again because I wanted to be an even better person. I wanted to, you know, get rid of all, because I was suffering. I wanted to get through and just repent and be reborn, again, Christian. So, you know, I've been going to church since I was quite young, on and off, and I always found church, not the building church, but the people had the high vibe, you know, were always happy, and they did a lot for me. They prayed for me, and I believe the power of prayer. I do believe in the power of prayer, and it doesn't happen straight away. You go away, you feel you, and I always cry when I'm in church because it brings out emotions, and that's when you're in God's presence, when you're around people of God that believe in God and their hearts are good. It's God's sign that you're healing. When you cry, it's a form of healing, and you can never have enough healing, and you might go through all your life healing, you know, but in the meantime, God is with you while you're going through challenges, and while you're challenged again, and you know, and you're happy, and um getting on with life and not giving up. So that's my story. And you know, I think that there is a purpose in life. We all have a purpose in life, and if we, you know, agree to that and accept that, then why don't we just make the most of what we're doing while we're here in the best way we possibly can? Because if there is a heaven, I'd rather go to heaven. I'd rather be in a nice place and be accepted. I'm doing that. I'm going to be the best person I possibly can while I'm here, no matter what life throws at me, no matter what challenges I get through, go through, come out of. You know, I'm going to be, and I'm going to pray every day, and I do, and I thank God now, and I'm so appreciative, and I've changed for the better because of the what I've been through, I've come out of, and it's made me feel a better person. But it's a lot of healing that I obviously naturally need to be doing, which will probably never stop. You know, so much has happened in my life, but I feel blessed. I feel, you know, I'm still alive. I can breathe. I can see. I've got hair. I've got arms. I've got legs. I can walk. I can talk. You know, I get aches and pains. I suffer with depression and I get low. It's controlled. You know, God helps me. It helps me to pray. It gives me healing. And I believe in God, and I have faith. And that's what gets me through my life. And what's happened is in the past. You know, we could be reminded till we're blue in the face, till people are blue in the face of our past. But at the end of the day, you're talking to a person that's in the moment, that lives for today, and has a past just like everybody else on this planet. I thank you for watching. God bless you. Bye.